Tonight, in this edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinoxe Television, officials in charge of hygiene and sanitation in Buea, southwest region of Cameroon, overwhelmed by security threats, decide to quit Buea, leaving streets and neighborhoods in field. In this newscast, we tell you how council officials have said that they are helpless in the face of the situation. We are also going to be talking about the situation of a child theft here in the economic capital Douala. The child was found after investigations were opened by security forces. We would also be taking you to the nation's capital, Yaoundé, to talk about the emergency center that was inaugurated a few days ago. What are the advantages? The Minister of Public Health, Andre Mamafuda, will be telling us more in just a moment. Those are headlines. We shall be right back with the details. Stay with us. Good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you so much for joining us in this edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinoxe Television. Let's begin right away in the southwest regional headquarters of Buea. Buea has, in the past days or weeks, been littered with dirt. Garbage heaps can be seen in different parts of the city, as well as neighborhoods unattended to. Isakam workers downed their tools and evacuated the city of Buea. That was few days ago over what they called constant threats to their lives. The council officials, precisely the council head, Mayor Ekema Patrick Esunge, has said that he's helpless in the face of the situation. Derek Jato toured the streets of Buea and spoke to the mayor of the municipality. He tells us more in the following report.
Buea subdivision. Buea, the southwest regional capital, is ending the year in a mess. The hostilities brought by the Anglophone crisis long marred the legendary hospitality of this God-given town. And today, death has claimed victory over Buea. Local authorities say the workers of Izakam, the company charged of cleaning the town, have not downed their tools, but their tools were seized from them and destroyed by unidentified armed men.
The Izakam 20 truck meant for garbage disposal was bent, and the workers of Izakam were vandalized by these armed robbers.
The Buea Council, on whose shoulder lies the sanitation of the municipality and its people, is helpless.
The caterpillar placed at the dumping site for the same purpose was bent. The security post was destroyed. How then do we keep the city clean?
In an outing, Mayor Ekema Patrick Esunge, the mayor of Buea Council, said his office is thinking a way out and called on the population of Buea to see how to manage their waste in order to minimize the outbreak of any disease.
We manage our various household refuge until such a time that an appropriate action is taken to meet up with our standards.
And on the ground, the Buea people have resolved in burning the dead as the best option. And Mother Earth too is paying the price. Its air is being polluted, and its soil is also destroyed.
Officials in Limbe, where I stay in the southwest region of Cameroon, have admitted that the current socio-political crisis in the northwest and the southwest regions of Cameroon has had an adverse impact on economic activities. The council officials were speaking during a second ordinary session of the Limbe City Council, which took place recently. It was dedicated to the adoption of the council budget, which stands at over 9 billion francs CFA. Davison Maimo has the details from Limbe.
And the next Limbe, the major target.
In his remarks, the Senior Divisional Officer, Supervisory Authority of Councils in Faku Division, called on senior councillors to take into consideration the present stakes in southwest and northwest regions.
You all know that Limbe, where we are, is the only city in the Anglophone area where you have, I can say, a normal life. And it makes Limbe the major target. I want to advise that this budget should take into account the stakes and challenges ahead of us.
The advice from the SDO is clearly reflected in Project Earmark for 2018.
Most of the items in the 2019 action plan have been carried over from 2018. Our financial recoveries in 2018 didn't reach its expected level due to the ongoing crisis.
The adopted budget, which stands at,
is balanced in revenue and expenditure at a sum of 9,750,000,000 francs CFA.
Is aimed at embellishing the city of Limbe, especially in the domain of roads, provision of public stand taps with constant flow of drinkable water, the construction of an ultra-modern market, just to mention these few. Nonetheless, the government delegate used the occasion, calling on the people of Limbe to shun away ghost town, embrace peace for the well-being of all and sundry.
No meaningful development can be carried out in a war-torn area.
And here in the economic capital Douala, security officials at Bonodis, that is a neighborhood in the Douala Free subdivision, are currently detaining a lady. The lady in question is said to have stolen a baby from a woman who delivered a set of twins. It was after investigations were opened, as Simanji Kangebru tells us in this report.
They have been once again reunited, never to go separate ways. These twins of different sexes were separated from each other last Friday, minutes after they were delivered. But Monday, December 10, 2018, both were once again sleeping on the same bed. The story about their separation was unthinkable. Their mom, by name Mukete Karin, few hours after putting to bed, was naive as she followed the alleged thief, Menjana Cecile, out of the hospital with her two little babies after Cecile offered her food and dresses for the kids. Both, however, tricked the vigilance of the security guard and took another way out of the hospital. When the lady returned with just one of her baby instead of two, that was when an alarm was raised. The father of the two kids accused the hospital of negligence and reported the matter to the Gendarmerie Brigade of Bonodis and bringing bodybuilders to threaten the hospital authorities. At the other end, the alleged child theft, who had told her family that she was pregnant, arrived at a health center situated in Brazzaville, claiming to have put to bed alone, as she told the doctors. And it was at the health center her relatives came to pay her visit, amongst them her sister-in-laws, who had never believed her story of being pregnant. This is so because she never showed signs of an expectant mother. And more to that, the rumor of a stolen baby at a local hospital made her in-laws to think she was the one who had stolen the baby. They took a picture of the mysterious baby and presented it to the hospital, where everyone recognized the child. This added more proofs on the already opened investigation about the stolen baby at the hospital. Notwithstanding the proofs already available, the alleged child thefts struggled to convince people that were watching, claiming the baby was hers. The woman is now detained by gendarmes while investigation continues, and the baby handed to her mother.
And the Minister of Public Health, Andre Mamafuda, met with the press that was in the nation's capital today to talk about the key missions of the newly inaugurated Public Health Emergency Operations Center. Minister Andre Mamafuda said that a gigantic health structure would identify communicate and intervene on emergency cases from over 200 health districts across the national territory. The emergency center would also be able to detect the outbreak of an epidemic in Cameroon and in neighboring countries so as to hasten interventions. The 2 billion project, which is fruit of the Cameroon-USA Health Corporation, was inaugurated on the 3rd of December 2018 by the Prime Minister, head of government. Let's now have an excerpt of Cameroon's Minister of Public Health, Andre Mamafuda, was speaking today to Marcelin Gansop. Take a listen.
The emergency operating health center is not an hospital. It's not emergency care. It's a place where you have the surveillance of the national territory through the different chefs of district, health district. That is the place where 24 hours by 24 hours we are in contact with all 200 districts that you have in the national territory, and we can intervene very, very fastly. It's important for our system because you know that outbreak don't respect the border of territory. It's important when you have a problem in another country, for example, Ebola in the Republic of Congo. It's important for us to localize with precision the place where it is, and we see what you have to do in Cameroon to protect our border. EOC is not a place where you have a bed for hospitalization. You don't have consultations, or you have a laboratory, not. It's only the place is a headquarters of surveillance in the national territory to organize a response when you have a big accident. Curie can send ambulances, but from this place you can see the place where you have accident, because with this place we will have a network with satellites, and you can see exactly what you have to do, and you organize Curie to have a good response on the field. It's a place where you have the control of the event, and you have several cameras you can follow, and you organize the response on the field.
And that brings us to the end of this first segment of the news. Of course, tonight. We, of course, will be having our guests. That is going to be tomorrow due to some circumstances beyond our control. We are not going to be having the second part of the newscast tonight. They're bringing us to the end of this edition of the Primetime Newscast on Equinox Television. Wishing you a blessed day in the company of our programs. Until we meet again, goodbye.